Hey guys, welcome to my channel and I'm back again with another really interesting video which is part of our Langchain basic series. In this video guys, we are going to do a quick start introduction with prompt templates. So without wasting any time further, let's get started guys. But before I start, I'm just gonna give 1 minute to a refresher to the introduction video which we did. So you can see here guys that in my last video we basically did a very basic example in which we imported a large language model and then we gave it a temperature value, we gave it a certain text, and then we predicted the value of that, the answer of that text, and we got the answer that the good morning to French translation is called as bonjour, right? So this was our basic example. But let's see what's happening here exactly guys. You can see that we are giving our large language model, our LLM model, a prompt. So this text here guys is nothing but a prompt, and the LLM model is actually responding to the prompt, right? Now let's see another example here. So this is my chat GPT, and I'll just show you that one of the prompt I gave this chat GPT is write me a story about a forest adventure, right? And you can see that it is it has given me a used story about the forest adventure, and which is good. But let's say I now give it another prompt that is a little bit more descriptive, like write me a story about a forest adventure in which there is a little girl and her brother. She saves her brother from wild animals and they finally escape together, right? Now you can see that my prompt is more descriptive, and the more description I get, the better my answer becomes, right? So that is the thing guys, that with prompt with prompts, by just making sure that your prompt is more effective, your answer will also be more effective or efficient, right? That is why we need to have really good prompts. But the thing is guys, that there is something called as prompt template that you can use not just to create better prompts but to create prompts in a reproducible manner, right? Now for example, this was my prompt, right? Like translate good morning to French. Now let's say I want to translate good morning to 5 different languages like French, Hindi, German, Chinese, and etc, etc, right? So now I need to write 5 prompts for translating my good morning to certain language. But I don't need to do that if I'm using a prompt template. So guys, prompt template is nothing but it's like an expression. Okay, it's like an expression in which it will take some some text string, and then it can take a set of parameters and it can just replace those parameters in that text string, and that it can feed it to the LLM model. Once the LLM model gets the prompt, it then generates the result. So basically you can use one single prompt and then you can just replace the parameters and you can just use it to generate different answers. That is your prompt template for you. Now a prompt template basically guys can have three things in it. Now we will see this better with the help of an example, but just to give you an introduction, that prompt template contains instructions to the language model. So for example, in the story prompt I can say that you are a master storyteller of or let's say you are a master children story book writer, right? So this thing here, that you are a master children's storybook writer, it basically is an instruction to the LLM model that this is your role. You are a children's storybook writer. This is your role. Then you can actually give a certain examples to help the language model generate a better response. So for example, you can say something like this, that you have written stories of famous 5. Let's say I am just assuming that my chat GPT is Enid Blyton, right? And Secret 7 and Harry Potter, right? So these are certain examples that I'm giving to the model so that it can take reference from it. Now finally I will give a question to the LLM model, like write a story about a little girl who gets lost in a magical forest, right? So now I have given this prompt. So my GPT model is going to understand all these things. It is going to take reference from the storybooks like Harry Potter or Famous Five, and then it is going to generate a story for me, on the basis of that. Now, this is what the prompt template is all about. This is the theory part. Now let's go to the implementation part, like how we can generate a very effective prompt template. So first thing first, guys, you have to import the prompt template, right? Because we are writing Python and we need to import the module. So I'm just going to import the prompt template from here. Now, the next thing is that we need to have a certain string variable. And let's say my string variable is called as template. So template equals to, and in this string variable, I am going to give all those three things which we just discussed about. So for example, you are a, let's say corporate lawyer, and you excel in, naming corporate ventures, especially related to computers. So let's say we are in an information technology firm and you are a IT lawyer, and you name the corporate ventures so that to escape any copyright or any copyright issue or any duplicate issue. So now you have given your instructions to the large language model. You can give a few examples also, but other than that, if you don't want to give any example, you can just straight away give your question to the large language model, like what is a good name for a company that makes a product, right? And let's say your company is a computers company and that company is selling monitors or keyboards, right? So what you can do is create a prompt template object. So prompt becomes equals to prompt template from template, and then pass your template. Now just to replace the product with your product value, you can just do prompt.format and the value of the product, you can just say value is monitors. Now if I run this code, you will see that prompt has replaced monitors in its product parameter, and now the whole question is, you are a corporate lawyer, you excel in this, what is a good name for a company that makes monitors? Okay, now that you have your prompt created, it is time to feed this prompt into your LLM model. That is where we come to our next topic, which I am going to explain in detail in next chapter. But just to take an overview, you need to give the prompt template to a large language model chain, or I can say it LLM chain, right? Now what is an LLM chain, or what are chains in general, guys? So chains are basically a mechanism in which you can pipeline multiple things together. You can couple multiple things together. So you can give your large language model, you can give your prompt template, you can give certain tools or certain actions if you want to perform them. Okay, so we'll get more details into chains, but for now just take this that you have created your prompt template and now you want to feed this prompt template into your large language model, and the way to do that is to take a LLM chain. And now we already have our LLM model created, right? This was our LLM model, LLM equals to OpenAI. Let's create this again and let's give the temperature value 0.9 this time. And then once you have your model created, I'm just going to create my LLM chain object, and in this LLM chain object I have named a variable as chain becomes equals to LLM chain, and I'm passing the large language model into it and I'm passing the prompt into it. Okay, so once this is created, then all you have to do is do chain.run. So chain.run, And because we have only one parameter in our prompt template, you can just pass it directly. So for example, I can just pass it monitors here, because we want to name a company that makes monitors. So you can see it says View Tech Systems. Okay, so you are a lawyer and you know that you can't steal the name of a company, you might get a suit, so you know what to name your company. That is different and that's not patented, right? Now this is one way to create prompt template. So now we know that how we can create a template, and you can see that you can use the same template to name the company which makes monitors, to name the company, let's say, which makes let's say 3D cameras, whatever, so you say 3D vision technology. So you can use just one template. So now you have made a reusable template to do all your naming actions, right? So that's one way. Now this is a template in which you were passing some prompt, okay, passing some parameter. Now there are a lot of ways, multiple ways to create prompt template with certain parameters in them. Okay, let's look at them in more detail, that how you can formulate your prompt template. So one way is, guys, that you can just create it just like that, right? You just made the text, you added the parameter in the text itself. So here I added the text, right? Now what you can also do is that when you create a prompt template, so let's say I'm creating a template in which there is no input, okay? So no input prompt becomes equals to prompt template, and then in the prompt template you can just pass input variables, okay? So let's say there is a input variables becomes equals to none, because this is a no input prompt, so there is no input variables. And then you can pass the template also. So template is equals to, let's say the template is write the name of company which sells monitors. So basically I have given the whole question to the template, so that's why there is no input variable here. So my template itself is having the whole question. Now if you just do no input prompt dot format, you will see that no input variable is basically injected into the template because there is no input variable. Now another way is as if you have certain input variables. So one way is that you just saw, in which I pasted the input variable in the text itself. But one way is you pass your input variables through the input variables attribute inside the prompt template. So that argument you can pass here monitors, and here you can just say, oh, let's say the input variable is product, and you can here say product, right? Now if I do single input prompt, now if I want to add this input to the single input prompt, I can just do product equals to, and then I monitors. Okay, so now you can see that monitors is actually injected. Now another way is when we have multiple input parameters to basically when we have multiple input parameters, right? So this is single input, now let's say multiple input. So let's say you have got you are naming a company which is selling a product, and it is also based upon your family name, right? Family name. For example, if you have a family name that you want to add to your company name as well. So write the name of the company which sells product and has a family name. Right? Now, if you want to pass two variables to it, it's pretty straightforward, right? So you can just do product equals to monitors and family name equals to, let's say, Zuckerberg. Let me change the single input prompt to multiple prompt and let's see what it does. So write the name of the company which sells monitors and it has family name Zuckerberg. So if when you will pass this prompt, this text to your LLM model, it is going to take Zuckerberg family name also under consideration. So it might name something like Zuckerberg, IT.com or whatever, So that is one way that you can create multiple input prompt. Now you can, if you don't want to do something like this, you can just go the old way. Like for example, you can just take this whole thing and you can enable it to have multiple parameters. So you're a corporate lawyer, what is a good name for the company that makes product and has family name, let's say family name. Now you just have prompt template dot prompt template. Now here, if you do something like this, prompt dot input variables, you will see that it is going to print two input variables, family name and product. So even if you haven't defined your prompt template explicitly with input variables attribute and template attribute in the constructor, if you have just given it in the template just like this, you will still get the input variables automatically created. Okay. Now what you can actually do here is you can again do the format thing and you can add these values. So prompt dot format and you can make the product as monitors, family name as Zuckerberg, and you can just run it, right? And you can see that it does its job. It does its job. But how can you actually pass this template in your large language model? Because we remember that we were doing something like this, right? That chain dot run monitors. That is what we were doing. So we were just only passing one single variable. But here we have got two of them. So how we are going to do that? To do that, guys, we are going to pass a dictionary. So here we will pass a dictionary and we'll pass all these things, right? Product and monitors. To pass a dictionary in Python, you need to create it like a dictionary, which what I am doing right now. So product colon monitors and family name colon Zuckerberg. And now it is a dictionary and you can run it in your chain. And let's see what our OpenAI actually does. It says Vision Flex Monitor. So it didn't consider the family name under the company name. So you can definitely, here is what you can change something like this, right? For example, you are a corporate lawyer. That is your instruction to the large language model, that what it is supposed to do. Then you can give some example, like if your family name is, let's say, what's a good family name? So if your family name is Cook, then you can name the company like Cook Computers, right? So now I have given certain example to my LLM model that please consider family name also in the prediction, right? So now hopefully it is going to, but okay, but it didn't. But that's what GPT does, right? It's not, that's what machine learning is all about. It's not always predictable. However, what we can do here is that we can try to make it much more better by giving it a much better prompt, right? But that was all about a quick introduction to prompt template, guys. I hope you guys have become a little bit accustomed to it. I hope you know a little bit about how you can create your reusable prompts by just giving them certain parameters, changing those parameters, and finally getting the result. So you don't have to separately call the prompt template, separately call the same prompt again and again. Okay. So this is enough for you to get started with prompt templates, guys. We will keep doing the more detailed videos on this, and we will be creating another video for LLM chain as well. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope you learned something from it. If it did help you guys, then please do not forget to like this video, share this video with your friend. Please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions for me, please do write in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care and bye bye.